Okay, so we've got the week 1 scale, G major, Ionian. Week 2, we did the Dorian. Week 3, we did the Mixolydian. Okay, and today what we want to do is incorporate them together and get some phrasing happening. Just worth noting that this takes a long time. All right, we've got the alphabet in terms of the scale, and now we've got to put it into words, which are phrases. And then we can have a musical conversation, which is our solo, improvised solo. What we'll do is check our tuning. Always tune before we play. Start with D. And then A. E. G. B. And E. So, what we want to do, incorporate these 3 scales using the correct technique, alternate picking, arching your fingers, thumb on the back of the neck, and then our articulation. So we've got a couple of main techniques we use to put character to our notes. We've got vibrato, which we looked at briefly last week when we held our last note. Okay, so vibrato can be played this way or this way. It's up to you. Every player's got their own individual vibrato. Some famous vibrato worth checking out would be Eric Clapton, okay, B.B. King, those guys basically wrote the book on it. And some guitarists have vibrato with their thumb on the back of the neck. Other guitarists take it off, okay? So it's a personal thing. It's worth experimenting and seeing what works for you. So we've got vibrato, small variations in pitch. We have slides. Hammer-ons. So when you hold a note down, and hammer the next one. The opposite of hammer-ons, pull-off. Okay. And one of the guitarist's best techniques would be bends. So when you have a certain string, bending the note is raising the pitch. To bend a note, you need to have strong fingers. And to help that happen, use 3 fingers for a bend if you're bending with your 3rd finger. If you're bending with your 4th finger, use all of them. Notice my thumb often comes over the top when I'm bending. Okay, that's common to give you more strength and leverage. Now, when you're bending lots of notes, it's worth retuning regularly. So I'm just going to check my tuning. Cool. So the thin strings on the guitar, when you bend them, you push them up. The thick strings, pull them down. Otherwise, you might go over the top, which John Scofield, I think, uses occasionally, but we don't want to go there yet. Alright, so we've got vibrato, we've got bends, we've got slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs. Alright, they're some of the main techniques we want to use and become proficient at on the guitar so that we can express ourselves on the instrument. Otherwise, It's like just saying the alphabet over and over again. Okay, that would be a strange thing to do in a conversation. To walk up to someone and go, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Alright? That would be very odd, and you wouldn't do it. Same with music. When it's your turn to solo, you don't just want to turn up and go G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, that's the equivalent of what you would do with the scale. So we want to get those notes, make them into words, construct phrases and sentences, which is what we're going to do. So we shall work, first of all, on the G major scale. There's a guitar player called Larry Carlton, and one of his approaches to soloing is creating a motif, which is a musical idea, and then putting it different places within the neck of the guitar or within the scale. Alright, and each time you do it, you can change it a little bit. So, creating a motif is pretty easy. Okay, it can be as simple as this. And then you might do it here. And then here. Okay, so that recognizable rhythm and intervallic sort of quality. Alright, we can move that through our 3 scales. Sounds good. Alright, so that's getting a motif and using it effectively. You can build hundreds of solos just with that knowledge. Second thing that is effective is imitation of your own idea, okay? Which is along a similar vein, but it's a little different. If you open a phrase for the solo and you might go, okay, and then we might take that up here, okay, different context, imitating ourselves, and changing the whole sound of the phrase. Alright. Now, yet again, it's Les Paul. So, let me pull up a backing track. And what we're going to do is play call and response. So call and response will involve me calling and you responding. The idea with call and response generates ideas, creates musical excitement. So, get as close as you can to my phrase. Alright. When we're in a live context, we'd be sending it back and forth. So you would make changes, I would respond, and we'd have a musical conversation that way. In this setting, it's more about tuning your ears, paying attention, and learning different phrases. Pay attention to the techniques, what position I'm playing in, the sound of the notes, the attack of my pick, all those things, okay? I'm going to be using alternate picking, as always, and I'm going to be playing in 2nd position for the G major scale, root position, 5th position for the Dorian, 9th position for the Mixolydian. If you're getting what's happening with those 3, go back and check the previous weeks. It's essential not to get stuck on those. Alright, so here we go. big vibrato. Muting. Thirds. Blue scale. Ooh. Double stops. Hammer-ons. Pull-offs. Bends. Vibrato. Slides, bends, vibrato. Okay, so call and response. I was playing each phrase a number of times so you can play it along with me. That's the mission for this week, putting it together. Whew, big job.